Hey, what is up, y'all? This is Rainbow Fire the Unicorn. Knows the last unicorn. I know my voice sounds really bad right now because of it's fall and this is the season that my allergies start to kick in. Let me get a drink. Alright, so I want to talk about this. It's been going on, and I know you guys, I thought that I was gonna be the last time talking about this, okay? But it seems like it's coming true. I know I mentioned the one video, I mentioned, don't worry about this, it's never going to spread to the US. Well, they've been talking about this, and I think it's going to happen. Now, why are you looking at Big Brother's Watching You, 1984? Well, I think it's coming to be true. And if you ever watched, if you ever read the book 1984, well, not read the book, but well, it's a book. But if you ever read the book, it's based off in um not in London. It's based off in London, and that's what's happening in the UK right now. And I didn't think about that at first, but it's based off of London. And that's what's happening right now. It's in the. I might be wrong on that because I just started reading the book. All right, and basically it's about this guy. He making a diary talking about what's going on with the world, and he starts off saying 1984. That's the date he started writing the diary of what the future is from 1984. And so, like I said, now I'm not going to talk about the book. I'm just going to talk about what's going on right now with this stuff that's been going on in the world. So, as you may have heard, there's been AI like ID verification for everything, every website, everything you want to do in this world. And honestly, you gotta think, I'm a millennial. I grew up with dial-up internet. I remember I'm in my living room. I remember we had a computer with dial-up internet, and we used to see on the computer all the time we were kids. Good memories. I mean, you gotta think back then too, websites were not that safe because you get on a website and can have, I'm not gonna say adult stuff, I'm gonna say SFW stuff, adult. And I remember getting on certain websites like games and video games, I mean, gaming platforms, and they would have adult stuff on there, you know. But that was typical of the 90s and the 2000s. You've seen that stuff pop up. You're like, click here for girls, 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 or click here for this. And that was common to happen back then when the internet first started. That's why the 90s and the mid 2000s were the Wild Wild West. Because the internet, you could do anything you want, and it was the Wild Wild West. You could see anything you want. Um, I believe those days are going to be over. And it's sad to think because, yes, you want to be safe on the internet. Yes, you don't want to be exposed to that crap. A lot of these Gen Zers are getting exposed to that crap while they're young, and that's not right. But once millennials knew better not to see that stuff, and it was bad. But it is crazy that this is happening in so fast. And once the UK started doing this ID verification bull crap or trying to protect the kids, it's not to protect the kids, more about spying on people. And I really don't want to go all in political with this, but this is my opinion, and this is what I want to talk about. Again, people in the UK are getting in trouble just things they're saying on the internet. Some dude, people are getting arrested for stupid things in the UK for saying certain things like nothing dangerous. It's like dumb things like say, I don't know, coworker at work. You say, oh, I don't like the way he stinks, he smells, and then boom, you get arrested for it. That's stupid, just for saying something your opinion. I mean, you probably wouldn't get saved, and you wouldn't get arrested for saying someone stinks, but you know, it's like being in school when a bully says something to you, and then you say something, then you get blamed for it. You know what I mean? Kind of stupid. Um. Anyway, now I did an audio recording talking about this. I need to talk about it right now. So let me pause the video. I'm gonna tell you guys in a minute. All right, so I need to talk about this right now. Now, what I'm about to talk about is really serious. All right, not serious, but I'm scared for the future of the internet. All right. Now, I did an audio recording talking about this. I was gonna release an audio recording to put on my channel, but I'm gonna mention this right now. You probably may have known I am part of the furry community. I'm part of the furry community. I like the drawing, the art, the talent, the to express yourself, to draw, to like I'm an artist. You gotta think I was a millennial that loves. When I was in school back then, I loved drawing anthro cartoon animals. I loved it. It was one of my favorite things to do. I still draw Zootopia characters. I draw a lot of stuff. I'm a really good artist. And I got fascinated with the fandom. And that's how I got hooked to it. It's one of my favorite things to do. I like drawing my anthro animals. I love art. I love telling stories about Zootopia and all that. That's why I'm still in the fandom to this day. And my persona is a unicorn. That's why when you hear myself as Rainbow Fire the Unicorn, well, whatever. We're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about this. Why do I bring the furry fandom with okay, let me get a drink. I'm sorry. Um why do I bring up the furry fandom in this? Well, if they start doing this crap where they're policing online websites and all that crap with government IDs and everything, just think about this. Do you want do you want workers and companies to think that you're part of a freaking furry culture, that people judge you what you like? Do you want them to know what you do in your private time? Do you want them to know that? Because there's gonna become a time when they track everything you do online. They're gonna do everything you know, what you do. They're gonna track everything you do. And that's the thing. When these companies track everything you do, and you have to use ID verification to get on these platforms, they are going to know what you like, what you do, what you search, what you love, what you're into, what movies you're into, what cartoons you're into, what foods you're into, what are you buying. And if you're out there buying this cringy stuff, like from furry conventions or whatever conventions, or heck, even, you know what, I'm gonna say it. There's a website called BAD Dragon. BAD Dragon. I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna say BAD Dragon. You wanna know if you're buying crap from there, because that's the thing. When this happens, you don't want these you don't want these people to know that you do this kind of crap. And I'm gonna say this, I don't go on that website. But I'm just saying, this is our freedom of privacy is going to get taken away for what we like. And that's the thing. That's the reason I'm talking about this right now. It's already happened in the UK. And it's spreading fast. It's already going to another state. And the state where the kangaroos are. Let me think about it. I think it's I forgot where it was. It's where the kangaroos are. If you get it right. But it's spreading over there, and then it's going to spread to the U.S. and the U.S. is trying to do it. I'm not trying to scare any of you guys. I'm not trying to scare any of you. I'm just warning what's going to happen with the future of the internet. I like talking about things like this, and this is my particular topic, man. But I'm worried about the future, guys. I'm worried that 1984 is coming to be reality. Just think about this. If you're part of this cringy fandom, you want I'm not other kid, okay? If people think that you're a furry, or otherkin, they're not gonna hire you at a job. They're not gonna give you. They're gonna say, "Oh, you're part of that community. We're not gonna hire your ass because you're part of that community," and they're gonna think you're weird. And it's coming to that. I'm telling you. Um, they're gonna do like a rating system. They're already doing it in China right now, and it's already happening. Let me get another drink. My throat's hurting again. Let me get another drink. But it's just it's bad, guys. I worry about the future of the internet. I'm not going to keep this video up for long, but I worry about what's happening to the world. And I look at it this way. I think that these people don't care about our privacy. They just want power. They just want. I'm against what people are doing. Um, they're trying to protect Gen Zers from seeing bad stuff, and I agree. I mean, not it was a Generation X or Alpha not seeing bad stuff, and I agree. You shouldn't see that stuff. Us millennials saw everything. You could just type it up. You could just go into regular bar. I'll tell you this. Um, one of my relatives back in the '90s went on Barbie.com. Barbie.com. And the minute they went on the website, it had SFW pictures all over, girls, 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 and all that kind of stuff, and pop ups everywhere. We were exposed to that because that was more common to have viruses. Like, it depends what website you were on, and sometimes they would, instead of saying Barbie.com, it would blend into something else. But that was back in the '90s. The problem is parents aren't being parents. They're not protecting their kids on the web internet nowadays. It's like nowadays you can give a kid a VR headset and tell them, hey, whatever, go get a VR headset and get on with me. And next thing you know, they get exposed to something bad. And or you give a kid you give these kids iPads and phones at younger ages, and they see something that scars them for life. This is the reason they're doing this. And another thing is they're trying to control what we do. But I'm going to tell you this right now, all you furries and bronies out there, or MLP creators or whatever, you need to be careful what you post out there because people are going to think that you're weird. And if this is the way the future of the internet is going to be like, you better stop. I don't know what to do, guys. I mean, I guess us furry creators and furry content creators are going to probably start using VPNs. And that's the thing. I mean, you really shouldn't, but if it's getting that worse. But like I said, it's crazy. But most likely that's what's ended up going to get. But even if VPN wouldn't protect you from this, they can still track where you are. But guys, I care about each and every one of you. I'm sorry my voice is scratchy. But I'll say this to end the video. Like I said, I'm not against this fandom. I'm not against what we do in this fandom. But I'm just saying this to protect yourself, what we're doing in this world. Because the internet is changing. The Wild Wild West internet is dead. The '90s internet is dead. And it's gone. It's gone. Us millennials knew this. We knew this was coming. But yeah. But this is Rainbow Fire the Unicorn. There's the last unicorn. I love you, each and one of you guys. Thank you so much. But yeah. I mean, I love the old internet. I miss the old internet, but yeah, peace. Peace.